Hello, welcome everyone. So here, this is the second question paper, model question paper of the concept of mechanical engineering 1. So it is a very important question paper. Please save the video and subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that you're going to get a notification. So there will be no need to search here and there whenever you want to watch it again, or else wherever you want to continue. uh, so you can find it easily, the video. So please save the channel and press the bell icon. Okay, let us start here. This is second question paper, that is model question paper of the concept of mechanical engineering 2. It's very important because most of the time the students get stuck into these subjects because of the writing problems, or else improper material they won't get for the study. So here already in the previous video I have discussed about the what kind of the questions they are going to ask and all, what mark distribution is there. If you have not watched that video, please go through that video, and I will give the link in the description. So previous also you can watch that one. First question. So this is the second. So let us see here. First, as per the pattern, first we're going to get objectives type question. So here, let us start with these questions. So first question is, which system of a unit is an international recognized standard for for the scientific and technical measurement. So here, international system is the standard one. So there are different types of measuring systems are there. MKS, FPS, CGS, CGS. Okay, so these are the different types of measuring systems are available. So in that, so in order to avoid the confusion and all, so they have prepared the one that is the international standard system, that is SI system we call it as. Hmm? So that is the correct answer here. So internationally accepted or recognized is SI system. So what is the unit of the work? So the unit of the work is, correct answer is a joule here. So Newton is the for force and the pressure is a Pascal. So correct answer is, so power is a watt and work here it is measured in the joule. Joule is the correct answer. So these are wrong, wrong, wrong. So this one is correct answer. Okay. Then next, what is the common property of the ceramic materials? Ceramic materials are high melting points and a good chemical stability. They will always going to have, because we can the ceramic materials are used as an insulator, so they are not conductors, they are good insulators. So that's why good chemical stability they are going to have. And so this is the wrong answer. Conductivity, it is not conductor. Conductivity here, same word is there, same word is there. It is not a ductile, it is a brittle material. So correct answer is high high chemical stability, you can call it as. So high chemical melting point and good chemical stability. So the percentage of the carbon in the low carbon steel is usually in the 0.1 to 0.2%. So which of the following is an example of the thermopolymer? So here, so this is, it is a bit confusion that, so correct answers are two. ABS is a correct types of material: thermoplastic and thermosetting. So thermoplastic and thermosetting, it is thermosetting, or as thermosets they call it as. So thermosets are, once if you heat them, they will not going to change their shapes again if you are trying to heat that. But in the thermoplastic, you can again and again, when you apply the heat, the metal becomes soft. So here epoxy and bakelite are used in the uh, as the thermoset plastics, as I know it is. So here they have mentioned it is wrong. Okay, but correct answer is ABS. ABS, again and again, if you are hitting, you can use that metal. You can soft that metal, and again you can give the shape to that one. So correct answer is ABS. And polyurethane is some place that has mentioned polyurethane. So here it is a bit confusion. So which of the these material is classified as a ferrous material? Okay, ferrous material. So steel is a ferrous material. Ferrous and non-ferrous. Two types of materials are there. So ferrous are usually materials which are having iron as a main constituent. Other than iron, the main constituents, if the material is having other materials with the mixture, then it is called as a non-ferrous. So ferrous is having more iron. So steel is having the more iron. Iron is the main constituent. So here these three different materials are having different constituents as a main into them. And an alloy is a alloy. Alloy is a mixture of metals in a portion. So it is a mixture of two or more metals. Metals only. Then if you are mixing two or more metals, then only it is called as an alloy. If you are mixing two pure metals, it is not an alloy. If you are mixing two metals in improper portion, then it is not a alloy. There should be a proper ratio and mixture ratio. It is there. So in that only you have to mix that one. So the next lower pair in the kinematics are characterized by the surface contact. Okay. Then number of links in a double direct slider crank chain is four links will be always available. Double slider crank. Okay, in the double slider crank, four links will be there. Which of the following is not a type of a belt drive? So radial belt drive is not drive because open belt drive is generally open belt drive, compounded belt drive, and cross belt drive are types of the belt drive. It is not types of the belt drive. So correct answer is radial. This one is. They have asked which is not. The pulley which receives the power from the belt drive is called the driven belt. So pulley which receives the power from the belt is called as a driven. So if there it is connect, which one is connected to the motor is called as a driver. So you are transmitting this one with the help of the belt to other. So this will be the driven. So they have asked this one. Hmm? Next, modular of the gear is defined as a pitch, diameter, and number of teeth. Module means if you are measuring the gears, so there will be different parameters: addendum, pitch, diameter, and number of teeth. So pressure angle. So there are different parameters. So in that modules of the gear is defined as a pitch angle, pitch diameter divided by number of teeth. You are defining that one. The main classification of welding process is based on the source of the heat because heat is important in the welding process when you are joining the two metals, not on the base metals, types of the joint. Main classification we also classify on the types of the joint, but sorry, not on the joint and this all. We only classify those on the heat type of a heat. Which of the following is not a type of a nut? Dowel nut is not a type of a nut. Okay, but rest of all are type of nut. So here, fill in the blanks by choosing the appropriate answers from those given in the bracket. So you have to choose the correct answer. So here, unit of the density. Density is measured in the CGS. You have to answer. So it is a gram per cc. So here you have to write gram per cc. Gram per cc is the correct answer. So density, how you are measuring? So whenever you divide by mass divided by volume, so mass is in the kg. Sorry, kg you are measuring kg or a gram or in terms of the gram and divided by volume meter cube or a centimeter cube. Okay, centimeter cube. So this will be unit will be gram per centimeter cube. So that's why it is important to study the derived units and the fundamental units. So this is a derived unit from that one. Okay. Next, the formation of an iron oxide in the presence of the water and oxygen is an example of corrosion process. It is whenever there will be oxygen and water, there will be a corrosion process. The next Whitworth quick return mechanism is a modification version of the single slider crank mechanism. It is a modification of single slider because in the Whitworth there will be one sliding gear will be there in the Whitworth quick return motion mechanism. Okay. So the next, in an elliptical gear train, at least one gear rotates about the fixed axis. Fixed axis. Okay. In the both solid soldering and brazing, the filler material is distributed between the closely filled surface by the capillary action. By the capillary action, you are filling that one. Okay. So the next part is part B. Here, 2 marks questions are available. So 5 questions you need to answer. So define the least count. So when you are using the vernier or else one, if you are having a steel rule, then if I am marking, if the marking is on the steel rule will be like this. So here you can see this one is a 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter. So here, so this smallest value that can be measured with this steel rule is a 1 mm. You can say. Okay. Similar manner, when you are measuring on the vernier caliper, you have to. It is having the minimum value that what you are what you can measure with the help of vernier and all. Uh, so whatever the minimum value you can measure, that it is called as a list count. Okay, here you can see it is the smallest value that can be measured using by measuring instrument can read or measure accurately. So LCA of a main scale and so formula here they have given formula is equal to main scale division divided by value of a vernier scale division. So here is the LC formula that is in. So for the vernier, so just they have asked the definition. So you can write just here. It is the smallest value that can be measured with the help of vernier. So types of the cast iron they have asked. Next types of the cast iron. So white cast iron is there, nodular cast iron, molded cast iron, grey cast iron, malleable cast iron, alloy cast iron. They have asked. So here we get 3 marks. Sorry, 2 marks completely. So list the types. They have not mentioned how many you have to mention. So it is for the 2 marks. At least you have to write four. Minimum four you have to write. So here you have mentioned all. So the next 2 mark question is application of the duralium. Duralium is used in the used as a in the wrought condition. So it is used for the stamping bars, sheets, tubes, rivets. For such all materials you are using, it is used in the automobile and also aircraft components we are using. So the next magnetic permeability. So what is the definition they ask? It is the measure of how easily the material can allow the formation of the magnetic field within it. So within it, how it is easily allowing to generate the magnetic field. So that is called as a magnetic permeability. So formula is magnetic flux divided by magnetic field strength. So this is a formula for that one. Next, what is a pantograph? It is a mechanical device that is used to collect the electric power from the overhead wires. So here, when a train yeah, I hope you have seen that one. Whenever a train runs on the track, so electric train, so there will be overhead cables here. So there will be some mechanism to get transmitted electric from the overhead cables to the train. So this is a train, this is a cable. So this device automatically when train stops at the platform, so this will get down and as it touches to that wire, so it will start transmitting the power to the train. So automatically it will move ups and down. So this device is called as a pantograph. Pantograph it is called as. Okay. So creep. Next question is what What is a creep in the context of the belt drive? So, in the context of the belt drive, the creep is a repetitive uh, and a even stretching and a contracting of a belt drive in as it transmits the transmission from the tight side to the slack side. When there will be a two roll driver and driven pulley when you are having. So whenever the belt is rotating around the pulley, so there will be a one side it is called as a tight side, and another side is called as a slack side. So there will be, because of the tight side and slack side, there will be a small fluctuation within the belt. So here, whenever the belt is moving from this side, um, suddenly it is pulling from this side, and here at this side it will be a slightly loose, and so because of which it is called as it will have a repeated action, that stretching and contracting. So that action is called as a creep loading. It is called as. Okay, I hope you have got that one. So the next year it is types of the gear train. There are simple gear train, compound gear train, worm gear train, rivet gear train. So here four types of the gear trains are there. So examples of the temporary fasteners. So temporary fasteners are screw and bolt and nut you can use. Easily you can remove. But weld joint is a permanent joint. Okay. Welding is a permanent type of a joint. So next is the part C here. These are the 3 mark question. So according to that you have to answer as per the 3 marks. Still now we have seen 1 mark question, 2 mark question we have seen, and now let us see the 3 mark questions here. So it is very important, and so easy questions they're going to ask. So some questions, at least I think few questions if you are studying, few chapters if you are doing seriously, then definitely it is easy for passing. So focus only, target out the 3 to 4 chapters seriously. 100% whatever the questions have been asked in the question paper, you can do those questions. So here easily you can pass this subject. So here now 3 marks question in the section C. Right, you have to write any 5 questions. So let us see the answers of all the questions. So list the 3 defects of the welding here, explain the pressure angle, list the various types of the belt drive. Simple questions are there. So yeah, these are very simple questions. So let us see the answers of this question. So first one is for breaking. So baking of a cake at a 360 degree Fahrenheit, what temperature should you set the oven in the degree Celsius? They have asked. Only you just need to convert, do the conversion here. So conversion formula, whatever it is there, you have to utilize. You can see here. So to convert that one, degree Fahrenheit minus 32 into 5 by 9 you have to do. So 356 minus 32, whatever it is there, answer, into 5 you have to multiply and total divide by 9 you have to do. So here 180 degrees Celsius that you have to set the oven. So this is the answer. So it is a very simple. So next one. So here you need to remember this formula. Okay. So next, classification of a steel based on the carbon content. So here you can classify this into the 3 categories. So low carbon steel, medium carbon steel, and high carbon steel. So here you have to write up to 0 to 0.25 or zero point 0.1 to 0.25% when it is carbon is there. Then it is called as a low carbon. So if it is in this range, it is called as a medium carbon, and it is there in this range, it is called as high carbon. So as carbon goes on increasing, increases, so hardness also increases. Remember it. So malleability, is the definition of the malleability. Malleability is, it is the ability of a metal to be hammered into sheets or rolled into sheets. You can say whenever you can roll these metal into the sheets, then the property of that material is called as a malleability property. So only if it is having a malleable property, then only you can roll that one into the sheet. So example, silver, gold, these are having the more malleable property, and glass and all, those are having ductility more. those are more ductile. Sorry, brittleness, not ductile, sorry, brittleness. They are having more brittleness property. So ductile is means you can draw this into the wire. So it is a property of a material by virtue of which you can draw into the wire. So copper, steel are having more ductile property. So that's why you can draw them into the wire. The next here, properties of the ceramic materials. So ceramic materials are, as by mistakenly as said, those are more brittle and hard, durable. Whenever you are breaking it, you are applying the sudden forces, then only you can break that one. If you are pulling, or else if you are applying this constant steady force, then it will not going to break. Sudden forces, impact force only can break these ceramic materials. So low thermal conductivity, those don't carry, they don't carry the heat resisting property they are having. They have the high melting points, they don't get melt easily, so that's why high melting point. So here there are some properties I have written. So other properties also you can write. So they are having the refractoriness property also, and as well as you can write those are good insulators since they don't carry the current, brittle material. Okay, so these additional properties also you can write. Next, types of the kinematic links. So rigid link, flexible link, and a fluid link are the three types of the links, kinematic links. I hope you have studied those. So if you want to study these, if you want such a videos, please give the comment. So specific on the that particular topic, we are going to make the videos. Types of the belt drive. So open belt drive, cross belt drive, and compound belt drive. So stepped belt drive. So these are the types of the belt drive. Here you will get easily marks for this one. So the next, pressure angle. So they ask the pressure angle. So here pressure angle in the gear is referred to the angle between the line of action and the tangent to the pitch circle. So it is called as a pressure angle. So standard pressure angles are how much? 14.5 to 20.25. So these are the standard pressure angles. So when you are having the gear like this, so here there will be somewhere, here there will be a pitch circle, okay, and the tangent line. So in this particular angle, whatever the pressure it is acting, it is called as a pressure angle, because two tips will be meshing at that point. Okay. So defects in the welding. So porosity, lack of fusion, cracks, or dust, or else some other proper welding defects are also there. So you need to take care of those while welding. So these are the some definition, some defects are written here. So they have asked particularly three. List any three. So that's why they have written here three. List any three they have asked. So they have written three. But if they have asked, if they have not mentioned, then you have to write at least six welding defects. Okay. So the next section is section D. In that you are having the 5 marks questions. So each question will be five marks. So first one is the constant force of 25 Newton moves on the object at a distance of 10 meter. Calculate the work done in the joule. Convert into the CJs and FPS unit. You need to convert. Then explain the classification of the materials. Then how the composite materials are different from the other materials in the engineering applications. You have to explain. So we'll see one by one these answers. So here section D, first question. So as per the given data, force they have given, you have to note down, it is in the Newton. The distance you have given 10 meter. So work done is given by the force into distance. Force into distance work done is given. So 25 into 10 you have to do. So here it will be 250 joule. Okay. Then conversion. So 1 joule is equal to 10 raised to 7 ergs. Then 250 into 10 raised to 7. So unit will be When you multiply 250 into 10 raised to 7, that will be, or else just you can write 250 into 10 raised to 7 ergs. Also you can write, or else you can, when you multiply, this will be shift, this point will shift here, so it will be 10 raised to 9. So whatever it is there, it will become 7, 8, 9, because two dots we are point we are shifting to the second place. So here, so 1, 2, so you have to add here 2, it is already here 7, so plus 2 it will become 10 raised to 9, 10 raised to 9 it will become. Okay, so in this way you can convert that into the CGS unit. And then next, in terms of the FES unit, so 1 joule is equal to foot pounds. So foot LBPS, you can write that one. So you have to multiply this one with the 0.0736. So it will be 184.4 foot LBPS it will be. So next, classification of the engineering materials. Engineering materials can be classified into the different ways. We can classify it. We can classify into the metals, non-metals, and or else you can classify in terms of the metals, polymers, ceramics. So there are different. You can draw it, a tree diagram. You can also draw here. In general, we have written. You can also draw the tree diagram. Tree diagram means, so materials. You can write materials, then different types of the materials. So here, metal and non-metal. So here in the non-metal you can write ceramic, polymer you can write, or else in the metal you can write ferrous, non-ferrous. So like this you can also classify. But here, if it is as here we are having now, so here it has been classified into the metals, polymers, ceramics, composites, so biomaterials and smart materials. So in the metals you are having the two types, ferrous and non-ferrous. In the ferrous you are having iron, steel based materials. In the non-ferrous you are having aluminum, copper, zinc. So next, thermoplastic material is there. So polymers you are having thermoplastic and thermoset. So can be referred to the, can be melted multiple times. You can soft these materials, these plastics, again and again. You can give the shape to that one. But here in the thermosets, only once if you heat them, those metal will going to, sorry, those plastics will going to set. So for example, the thermosets are used for the fire extinguisher and all. Wherever there is a fire catch proper possibilities are there at that place, these are used. But thermoplastics will be used for the chairs and all. Hmm. So these are costly, these are less costly. Okay, ceramic materials are like a glass. Traditional ceramics and advanced ceramics are there. So here silicon carbide is there. In general, the ceramics, general ceramics, traditional are clay. Whatever the cup you are using for the tea and all, tea mug, that it is ceramic metal it is, or tiles in the house, or a glass it is, those are also ceramic material. So silica carbide is the advanced one. Then composites are fiber composite, reinforced composite, and the metal matrix composite. So especially we can have these separate videos and all, so it is in depth completely. So you need to remember just fiber reinforced and metal matrix composite is there. In the fiber reinforced, combined fibers, fiberglass and all. So metal matrix, you are having metal with the other metals. When you mix two metals and manufacture the composite metal, then it is called as a metal matrix. When you are using the fiber reinforcing material, then it is called as a fiber reinforced. So then biomaterials are there, natural materials and the synthetic biomaterials, wood and all. Then smart materials is one classification. Then how composite materials are the different from the other materials? Let me explain you. So first of all, you need to understand what is meant by composite materials. So composite materials are mixture of the two or more material series. So in that there will be one will be resin and plus matrix. So resin and sorry reinforcement, not matrix. So resin and reinforcement, or else matrix, resin plus reinforcing material. So here example, if I consider cement column, so in the column there will be a steel and concrete. So steel is the reinforcing material, and resin, that is the matrix material, is the concrete. Concrete will be the matrix material. So matrix will be the concrete material. So so because of which it will having the more strength compared to the traditional materials what you are using. The strength can be increased. So now how can you write the answer for this one? How it is different? So it is having a multiple phase in the structure. Multiple structure you can develop here, because when you are reinforcing material, you can place like this, horizontal, vertical, depending upon the how strength you require, what impact you are getting. So on that you are developing the materials. So aerospace application are the lightweight, and one more thing here, the material will be having, it will become the light and weight compared to the other metal composite materials and other alloys and all. The weight will be the less compared to that one. So lightweight, stiffness, fatigue, resistance are essentially required. So high strength to weight ratio will be, we will be gaining here. Improved resistance to the fatigue and the corrosion resistance also it is there. Used in the pressure vessels and all the sports equipments, wherever bicycle frames. So lightweight material and having the more strength wherever we require, at that such places we are using these materials. So here they have written how it is different only, but also you can write composite materials are made up of two and more materials and all, whatever the definition it is that you can write. So the next one is next question is uh, the question is here. Let me see the question. Mhm. Identify the nickel alloy used in the production of the impeller. Justify the selection on its properties. So nickel alloy in the production of the impeller, you have to write the properties of the nickel alloy and how it is used and why it is used for the impeller. You have to say. So impeller is nothing but it is a part in the motor. So when you are having the motor like this pump, so in the pump and motor, you can see like this, you are having impeller. This is called as, here it is impeller. So internal part whatever is there, it is as ಇದೇ ತರ ಇರ್ತದಲ್ಲ shape. The shape of the motor is like this. So inside the part it is there, whatever it is in the this angular shape it is there, it is called as the impeller. So here impeller is used in the production of the nickel alloy is used in the production of the impeller. And its properties are, these are good corrosion resistance, strength, ductility and toughness, good fabrication or machinability it is having. High strength, impeller requires a high strength to weight ratio, that's why it is used. Okay, one more thing here, as it is mentioned, is the corrosion resistance. So continuously these pumps are utilized for the pumping of the water. So water may have the different compositions. In generally, some saline water may be there, or else some contamination water may contain. So because of which the corrosion, there could be a uh, erosion of the material, or else corrosion may take place. So in order to avoid those, and long run, in the long run, and the life of the pump should be, impeller should be long. So to achieve that one, so the material has to be corrosion resistant. So that's why the corrosion resistant material it is used. So nickel is one of the best corrosion resistant, and as well as the continuously the pump will be rotating, some forces will be acting. So it should have a high strength to withstand this strain imposed on the because of the fluid and the pressure whatever it is acting. So that's why the nickel alloy is used. That particular things also have mentioned, and some points have been written. Other than this also you can study. And also because of the fluctuation in the flow, the forces will be different. Different kind of forces will be acting on it. Then next the question is explain the mechanism used in the shaping machine. Okay, next question is shaping machine mechanism, and then we are having the problem here and the difference between the machine and the structure, and then arc welding process we are having. So these are very important questions. Repeatedly they may ask these such a questions. So mechanism used in this one, arc welding process, 5 marks questions. This will be repeatedly they will going to ask. So first of all, let me tell you that shaper machine means what. So these are machines are used for uh, preparing the keyway. So if you are having like this shaft, okay. So this shaft where we are utilizing these shafts in the motor and all. So here to fix this shaft into the motor, you should have some lock, certain lock. So to have that certain lock, you have to prepare the keyway. So it is in the form of, it is having certain length. So to machine this, we need to use the slaughter machine or else a shaper machine. Shaper machine or a slaughter machine we have to use. So here when you are machining such a component, so the tool will be placed like this. Okay, tool will be placed like this. So tool this is, and somewhere here the job will be placed like this. So this tool will reciprocate in this direction. Okay, front and back, front and back. Okay, so here because of this movement, so you on layer by layer the material is removed. So here rotating motion has to be so it is rotated by the some motor. So the rotation mechanism has to be converted to what, reciprocating motion. Okay, so the rotation motion is converted to the into the reciprocating motion. So here you should use a kinematic pair. So kinematic pair you have to use. So this is the one of the example of the kinematic pair or else kinematic link. So with here Whitworth quick return motion mechanism is used. So what is meant by quick return motion mechanism? So here I will explain this term. So quick return motion mechanism means whenever uh, so this kind of it will be like this something. Okay, here tool will be placed. So whenever tool will move forward, so it will move slowly, and whenever it comes the back, it will travel quickly. So it forward motion will be slow. Forward motion will be slow, and whenever it is the tool coming back, it will move fast. Move fast. Okay. So this type of motion, that's why it is called as a quick return. It is coming immediately. Why it comes immediately? Because here, so the angle, whatever the angle it is there, traveling angle, it is more. So whenever the tool is moving forward, so that sorry, like this it will be. So what, whenever tool is moving forward, the angle whatever it is traveling, it is more. Okay, and whenever the tool is moving back, the angle whatever it is travel, it will be less. So that's why it is called as a quick return motion mechanism. Sorry. So shaping machine is a tool used for the removing the material from the workpiece using the reciprocating action. As I have told, it is a quick return motion mechanism it is using. So which converts the rotary motion into the reciprocating motion, as I have told. So the components of this machine, here the crank, slaughter, lever mechanism. So crank will be there, slotted lever mechanism will be there, and it consists of the crank and slotted lever connection and rod. The crank rotates, causing the slaughter lever to oscillate, in turn devise the ram. Okay, so whatever I have told, that has been written here, so I am not getting bit. It has been written by our one of the colleague. So ram, it is the moving part that carries the cutting tool, the reciprocating back and forth, moving the material from the workpiece during the forward stroke. So as I mentioned, whatever I have explained initially, the same things has been written here. So this is explanation about that one. So the next question is here, that was the problem that has been given. So number of teeth you have to calculate here, sorry, speed you have to calculate. So as per the given data in the problem, driver gear having the 20 teeth and the driven gear is having 40 teeth. So the speed of the driving gear is 20. So let me explain with the problem here with the help of the diagram. So driving and driven. So there will be two gears. Okay. So two gears are there. So one will be driver. So it will call it as a D1. So next one is a driven. So which will be operated. So this will rotate, because of which this will rotate in the opposite direction. Okay. Sorry, in this direction. So we call this one as a D1 and this is to the D2. So here, so ratio, how you are going to write D2, or else the speed, they have given the speed. Okay, speed of the first one gear divided by speed of the second gear. So you have to write opposite. When you are writing opposite, then you have to write T2 divided by T1. So tits, it is also equal to the D1 divided by D2. Okay, when you are considering opposite, you have to consider. Then next here, so the driver gear, whatever it is there, it is 120 here you have written. Next N2 we have to find, so this will be 40 divided by 20. Okay, let me make the clear, because if I don't make it clear, you will get confused. So here we call this one as a driver, we call it as a tits of the driver, we call it as a T1, and tits of the driven, we call it as a T2. So the okay, it has been written here, and the speed of the driver we call it as N1, and the speed of the driven we call it as N2. So this is a formula as I have explained. Then next we have to substitute the value. What is the value of the N1? N1 is this. What is the T1? This one. T2 this one. Okay. So when you are solving this equation, you have to write 120. So denominator, whatever it is there, 40 divided by 20, whatever it is there, you have to do that. Will be answer will be a 2. So answer is what? 2. Okay, here you have got that one. So N2 will remain as it is. So you have to shift this one N2 to this side. So because of which it will become, equation will become, how it will become, so is equal to 2 into N2. Now N will move to this side. So number whatever is there, you have to take it one side, and uh, constant terms whatever are there in one side. So here 120, so this will be divided by 2, because so here there is a relation, is a multiplication. So here it as per the mathematical rules. So since there is a multiplication in between these two, you have to take this one to the denominator. Okay, so and vice versa, 120 divided by 2 is equal to N2. You can shift this one, so you can write this entire term to this side and this entire term to the next side. So same it has been written here. So 120 divided by 2, it is a 60 rpm. So this is how you will going to get. So while solving, you have to remember the mathematical formulas and all. and what conversions are there, you have to remember those. So next question is the difference between the machine and the structure. So machine and a structure. Let me give the example. So car is in a machine and a bridge is a structure. Bridge is a structure. By examples you can analyze here. So car is in a machine and bridge is a structure. So car is a moving part. It is having moving parts. Bridge, is it having the moving parts? No. So bridge is steady. So here car is moving with the load and a bridge is only taking the load. It is not moving. So same things. Now here you can understand. So it transforms the available energy to the useful work. It does not transform the available energy to the useful work. It is a steady. The next, parts of the machines move to the relative to each other. Here parts of the structure do not move to the relative to each other. They will be fixed. Links of the machines may transmit the power and the motion. Here no transfer and so here parts of the structure are only for the carrying the load they have made. Here power as well as the motion it is transmitting. The next, shape shaper machine, lathe machines are the examples. Here railway, bridge, buildings are the examples of the structure. So more points, you need to write the more points. If it has been asked for the 5 marks, here 1, 2, 3, 4 points have been written. You will get only 4 marks for this one if they are correct. So one more point you need to write for to get the 5 marks. Okay. So next, arc welding. So first of all, you need to draw cleanly the diagram. So there will be a power supply. So one is a negative and positive. Positive, one part is connected to the electrode and another is connected to the workpiece. So because of the connection, whenever you set the voltage and the power, voltage and the current, so with the help of this, so this is called as the electrode. So electrode holder this is. So this is a construction of the welding machine. Simple diagram it is there. So this is are the cables. Hmm? So whenever you touch this electrode to the workpiece, there will be a spark generation at the point of the contact. So that point of the contact, at the point of the contact, there will be arc generation, because of the which heat is produced, and it will fill the gap. So there may be whatever the gap is there, it is filled with the help of by melting the base metal also. So this is called as a base metal. So here the base metal is also melted, and as well as the filler material it will be adding to that one. And here there it will produce the shield, certain shield to protect the uh, protect this one from the other dust and all. So this is how the welding arc welding process takes place. So certain precautions you need to take while before starting the arc welding. You need to clean these surfaces properly. You have to arrange the surface to metal pieces, and as well as remove all the oils and the grease whatever it is there on the surface. And you should use the uh, shield, eye protecting shield. Okay, the same things have been written here. Also you can write here the defects and all, whatever the process it is there, whatever I explained, the same process you can write. You have to draw the clean diagram, then only you can explain it easily. So the next section is the section D. So here the 10 marks questions are there. So the lengthy answers you need to write, important whatever it has been asked you have to write. So here part D section 2, that is answer any 3 questions, 10 marks each. Which two mechanical properties are critical for cutting the tools used on the harder steels at a high speed? Justify your choice. Then next, discuss why brass is often preferred in the plumbing pipes and the fitting purpose, and the copper and all. Or, or other metals highlight the composition of the properties. Then discuss the components of a 4-bar mechanism, their function and all. Identify and briefly explain the types of the gear drives used in the following conditions. That is, condition 1 is the axle of the shaft, and the axle of the shafts are perpendicular, parallel and perpendicular. You have to explain. Identify the types of the fasteners which are used in the assembly of the bus body, rail, coaches, and other fasteners what it are used. Okay, let us see the answers. Let us discuss here one by one. So here one property is a hardness. Hardness, it is a resistance to deformation and the wear. When the cutting when cutting hardened steel, the tool material must be harder than the workpiece. Okay, when you are cutting the harder, let me clear one idea that whenever you are cutting certain object or else certain material, so when you want to break this one into the two pieces, or else you want to cut, then always there should be a cutting tool should be hard, and this material, so whatever this is there, it is should be comparatively soft, not completely soft but comparatively soft than this one. Cutting tool से भी soft होना चाहिए. Okay, cutting tool should be hard and cutting material should be soft. Then here hardened steel, when you are cutting with the high speed, so it is hardness is one property. Okay, so hardness will increase as the carbon content increases, hardness will decrease as the carbon content is low. So is one more thing. Okay, hardness is the first property. It is a resistance to deformation. It will not going to deform. The next, when cutting hardened steel, the tool material must be harder than the workpiece to shear the metal effectively, and a high hardness helps the maintaining the sharp cutting edges. Okay, tool wear and during the high speed. Whenever it is hard, then it will maintain the sharpness. So how it is removing? Let me explain this one. So if there is a certain like this material workpiece, it is there. So the tool, if I say this is a tool, okay, this is a work. So the material, whatever it is removing from the surface, so there should be a sharp edge, and when it get inserted into the metal workpiece, so because of the shearing action we call it as a shearing action. So the metal, so this is a chip formation. Okay, so this chip formation takes place because of the shearing action. It is called as when you are so example, let me take one more example here. If you want to, so this is a paper, consider this is a paper, and if you want to tear out this paper, so you have to hold this paper into the two hands, and you have to pull it in the opposite direction. One hand should be in the opposite direction, and in another one should be in the another direction. Okay, when you pull that one, then only you can tear the paper. Same action, that is called as shearing action. Same action when the tool, if you are inserting into the workpiece, because of the shearing action, it will going to cut, and the sharp point only can cut that one. So in order to maintain the sharpness, so hardness is one of the important point. Hardness is the important point. So deformation, resistance to the deformation, and when cutting the hardened steel, then full material must be harder than the workpiece, and so that shear the metal effectively. Then the high hardness helps the maintaining the sharp cutting edges. Okay, to reduce the wear reduction will take place. Tool material like carbides and the ceramics are the chosen for their especially hard material. So carbide tips tools, now you can I hope you have heard that one. Carbide tips are used, then ceramic tips are there. So there are different tools materials which are more harder than that one. So that's why those are used. Then hot hardness. At a high cutting speed, the friction generates. Okay, friction generates heat. Example. Let me explain this one with the example. When you're when you're rubbing your hands on each other, so there will be a heat generation, and that heat generation, similar way, when tools rub on the surface of the workpiece, because of the friction, heat is generated at the cutting zone. So it is it is the ability of the material to retain its hardness at the elevated temperature. So hot hardness is nothing but at the high temperatures how it is maintaining its temperature. Sorry, its hardness, rather than getting heated and because of the heat it won't fails. It doesn't fails. It will maintain its hardness. And the material likely high speed steel, tungsten carbide are used for their ability to retain their hardness. That's why they are utilized. So here the two properties have been explained. So more points also you can write. So here 1, 2, 3.4, 5, 6 points have been explained. So 6 to 7 marks you're going to get for this one. But more lengthy you can with the examples and all, how diagrammatic representation you can make as I explained here. So you can put the so to achieve this shear property and all, shearing action has to take. So with the diagram also you can explain with your personal in the personal words. Okay. So the next question, brass is a popular choice for the plumbing. Why it is plumbing? So uh, have you ever seen the plumbing pipelines in your home and all? So what is meant by actually plumbing itself indicates that the pipes are used for the water. So water are having the different properties. So sometimes the water may be contaminated or else sometimes it may be pure. So because of which the corrosion may take place. So there should be a corrosion resistive material or a dirt. The pipe, there might be a mud in the pipe. So that's why oxygen and the water leads to the what, oxygen, water and the mud, whatever it is there, it leads for the corrosion. So to avoid that one, the corrosion resistant material and lightweight material and the low cost material it should be there. So that's why the brass is utilized. So composition is the copper this much percent and the zinc this much percent. So properties, the greater strength than the copper it is having. It has a low thermal and electric conductivity, has a good corrosion resistance. Easily we can fabricate, we can machine that one. And the soft and ductile it is. So what is the advantage over the copper it is having? So brass is generally less expensive, as I have told, less expensive because you are using the material requirement is more. So you can't spend more money. Brass has a better machine strength. Okay, brass has a similar corrosion resistance compared to the copper. So application is utensils, fittings and pumps and all musical instruments you are manufacturing with the brass. So next one is here 4-bar chain mechanism. So it consists of the components, fixed links, stationary link. Okay, fixed links, the stationary link that serve as a base. Then input link, that is crank, coupler link, and output link. So follower, that is. So function. So here they haven't explained that what actually crank does. The link that receives the input motion, then the link that connects the input and the output of the link that produces the desired output in the motion. So this function they have explained. 4-bar chain diagram also you can draw that one. So the function is to transform the motion from the input link to the output link. So motion transformation, first thing, transfer the motion from the input link to output links. then can generate the complex paths. Okay, so these are used in the robotics, automation, industrial machineries. These are used. Okay, next, when the axles of the shafts are parallel, so what kind of a gear you can utilize? Uh, so I will come up these questions with the some other videos, because these need diagrammatic representation and all, and some picture. So I will have this clear idea about this one. So follow the channel. So in that, whenever I upload the videos, you will going to get answers for these questions. So last three questions are there. So I feel it is not sufficient answer. Whatever it has been given here, it is not sufficient. So I will come up with these some diagrams and all. So these last three questions. 4-bar chain, identify the explain the gear drives, axles, identify the fasteners and bolts used in the coaches. So because these are the 10 marks questions, completely I will make, if you are commenting in the comment box, sir, we want 10 marks questions, then I will come up with the 10 marks questions with the detailed explanation and diagrams and all. So thank you for watching the video, and please subscribe the channel.